wake up tomorrow morning, you will be receiving tropical storm winds. So the first thing I want to do is thank our employees. I tell you, they have been working for the last 2 days. They will work all today, tonight, and into the morning to make sure that they protect the lives of the citizens of St. Bernard Parish. And they will be ready post-storm to get out there and clean the streets so that we can get back to life as soon as possible. So thanks to our employees here at St. Bernard Parish Government. So at this time, we're going to call up a lot of important people with a lot of experience here in St. Bernard Parish. We are blessed for that experience, and we're thankful for that. The first person I want to call up today to give us a briefing on the storm and what we can expect is John Ram, our Homeland Security Director.
Thank you, Mr. President. Yes, we could expect tropical storm force gusts prior to sunrise tomorrow morning, and by mid-morning, 9 o'clock or so, sustained tropical force winds. As I'm sure you all know, the storm has increased in size. The track has shifted slightly to the east, which means we are in a greater area of concern to receive hurricane force winds where before we weren't. The track puts it still coming on land around Houma in that area, but it's so large, the wind field has increased tremendously. We're on the fringes of hurricane force winds and tropical storm force winds. We can expect gusting winds up to 110, 115, even more sustained later on in the day if it does continue to track towards the east. So this is a very big hurricane. You need to make sure that if you're staying, if you haven't evacuated, you have what you need to make it through for at least 1 or 2 days, maybe longer. We can expect power outages, extended power outages. We have requested resources from the state to help us recover from this after the storm has passed. Check on your neighbors, check on your friends, make sure that they've got what they need. Take care of them. It's a time for all of us to pull together and not just worry about me. This is what we're here. St. Bernard's been a resilient community. We take care of each other, okay? So the storm is going to be big. We're going to get a lot of rainfall. They're projecting 8 to 16 inches of rainfall and maybe even more in isolated areas. Now, our pumping system, you can handle a couple inches an hour, but if we get that much rain in one area at one time, you can't handle that much water. It takes time to drain out. We do not expect any storm surge to get inside the levee system. They're expecting about a 7 to 11 foot storm surge outside the system. Those folks have left and came inside the system to seek refuge. The LA 46 gates and Highway 300 gates are in the process of being closed as we speak. That'll lock everything on the outside. We have search and rescue assets from the National Guard standing by if we should need them. Our fire department has staged a couple of boats and some other apparatus down at Fire Station 10 in Verret should the need arise. Now, we're not looking for that right now, but we want to be prepared, and we want our residents to know that the EOC is fully staffed tonight. Overnight, we'll be here all night to field any calls. And give us a call if you need something. Now, we probably won't come out and do anything right now. It's so late in the day. But if you have concerns, please call us at 504-278-4268. We will take your call. We'll take a message, and we'll make sure we're going to get through this together. So please look out for each other. Get prepared. Stay inside. Don't travel unless you have to tonight. You can have some winds early in the morning. By mid-morning, sustained tropical storm force winds, and the day would just degrade from there and continue on through tomorrow and into the next night. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Our firefighters have been out at all the sandbag locations today, making sure that it's safe, that everyone takes the proper amount of sandbags, and I want to thank them. So right now, I'm going to call up our fire chief, Chief Tommy Stone.
Thank you, Mr. President. Both of those guys are too tall. Well, first of all, I'm going to put on a different hat real quick. As chairman of the 911 Communications District here in St. Bernard Parish, when the storm begins to pass, please do not call 911 unless you have an emergency. That's so important. There's other parish phone numbers that have been given to you that you can get all the information. So let's use 911 for emergencies only. At approximately 2000, 8 p.m. tonight, fire stations 11 in Wyclosky and 12 in Delacroix Island will be closed, and those crews will be relocated to Fire Station 10 in Verret inside the hurricane protection levee. So they will not be responding outside of that area once we get, and we do know, John, it's 44.88 miles per hour, 39 knots. So 45 miles per hour, we will stop responding unless it's an extreme emergency. Those trucks are very top-heavy, and last year for Zeta, we actually had to put some people in Suburbans to try to go, and we had reports of people trapped in a home, which were false. Generator safety, Entergy's here with us, and they're going to make sure we don't lose any electricity in St. Bernard Parish. But if we do, and you use a generator, remember at least 15 feet away from a doorway, not to be used inside of any home, garage, shed. Don't even put them under the carport. Be careful where the exhaust vents, because carbon monoxide is odorless and colorless and extremely poisonous. So we want to be very careful. Let them cool down before you fuel them, at least 15 minutes. Gasoline is very volatile, and people don't realize that. If you're fueling your gas cans, make sure they're grounded on the ground, not in the trunk, not in the back of a pickup truck. Since we said that yesterday, people have sent me texts showing people filling up gas cans in the back of a trunk. I even got a picture of someone filling up 5-gallon buckets with gasoline in the trunk of a car. The movement of product causes static electricity. You might have been lucky your entire life, but all it takes is one time for a static charge to go off, and it'll be a disaster. So please ground your gas tanks. If you use candles, be aware of where they're burning, what's above them, what's around them, and please be very, very safe and very smart. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Our Sheriff's Department, always very important during these times. Our sheriff and his deputies do a great job in protecting the property and lives of the citizens of St. Bernard Parish. Today, representing our Sheriff's Department is Stephen Ngajoya.
Good evening. The St. Bernard Parish Sheriff's Department would like to tell the citizens of St. Bernard Parish that we have doubled our patrols. We are patrolling the inside and outside of the flood protection area. We have evacuated our jail from the corrections facility. And I'm sorry about that. Our message is this: before, during, and after the storm, if you do not have a purpose to be on the roadway, stay off of the roadway. All of these people here, from the utilities, fire department, other first responders, need to respond to emergencies. We need to respond to complaints. And the only way we can do that is if you stay off the roadway. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen. If the sheriff was here, he would call all of those people knuckleheads, and we're going to put them in jail. So at this time, St. Bernard Parish has a great relationship with Entergy, and they have been a partner in this. And since the last storm last year, we've had a lot of work done here in St. Bernard Parish, and we're going to get tested tomorrow night with that system. So I want to call up at this time representing Entergy, Joni Bethel and Curtis Navis.
Good evening. Entergy has been going through our pre-storm checklist and making all of our preparations. We are ready, standby ready to restore power as quickly and as safely as we can for our employees and our customers as soon as the storm passes. Right now, they've gone through all their preparations, moved equipment, done everything that they could do to prepare the employees, have the employees prepare their own homes and such, and have scouted the lines, and we're ready to go. We stand by waiting to respond. We have approximately 8,400 distribution, transmission, and support personnel ready to help support us in the in the affected areas with waiting to acquire a total restoration team of about 16,000. Our safety of our employees and our customers are our number one concern. So we need to make sure that everyone knows that if the winds are over 30 miles an hour or if there's lightning in the area, we have to pull the crews in and wait till it's safe for them to get back out there. We ask that our customers prepare for extended outages or extended restoration times of approximately 7 to 10 days for this type of event that we're facing now. In certain hard-hit and difficult-to-access areas, restoration could take up to 3 weeks, but we're going to hope for the best on that. While some work to restore power can be done on the ground, a lot of it's in the air, so we have to follow that 30 mile per hour or greater rule, and we want to make sure that you understand that we are following all the COVID procedures necessary, so we ask that no one approach our employees while they're working, and we ask you to also be very diligent and vigilant when you go out after the storm. If you can't see things through the trees or whatever, there could be power lines laying around, so please do not, be very safe, be very vigilant. Look at your surroundings and try not to get into any dangerous situations with power lines. We are here to help, and hopefully that we can get everything restored as safely and as quickly as possible. Please also make sure that you go to our website and our app for additional information. Thank you.